Welcome to CollegeTracks Class of 2020 Virtual Graduation! It's so exciting to see you all here. I miss your faces. This is the first time that we're doing a virtual graduation, so please bear with us and be patient if there are any technical difficulties. We're super excited that you're all here to join us and celebrate all the hard work that you've put in over the last year. Just so you know, this event is being recorded. You all have consented to appear. A copy of the recording, and it may be posted in its entirety and/or that it could include in social media or other related materials. So for people who are joining our call just a few minutes late, make sure you put yourself on mute so that way we can hear our future presenters when they chat with us. A few instructions on being on a Zoom call, though I'm sure you're all experts by now after being at home for the last few weeks. There is a chat area that you can message me or other staff members or everyone if you have questions during the graduation. If you have an issue with your mic, if there's something you'd like to share, just use the chat area at the bottom of your screen. I think maybe over here. So you'll see it at the bottom of your screen, and once it opens, pull down the name of the person you want to contact and send your message. We're going to have time to unmute everyone later for shout out, so you can just hang on to those thoughts. I promise you will get to them. Our code of conduct for today's graduation includes, number one, remember that you are not only representing yourself, but CollegeTracks and the CollegeTracks team, and then obviously being a Wheaton Knight. Number two, no cursing or obscenities, not tolerated today. Number three is to respect one another. This means not talking over other people and also being mindful of your body language while other people are speaking. And then lastly, CollegeTracks is a safe place for all students, so we hope that you will support that as we go through our celebration together. So with that in mind, I'd like to take an opportunity to thank our corporate sponsors, host committee, and volunteers for making this graduation celebration possible. As you can see, we have 6 pages of graduation sponsors in our community that wanted to show their support for you and your futures. Here they are, sending warm thoughts of congratulations your way. We would also like to thank our volunteers for all of their efforts and support throughout the year. You may remember them working with you during lunch or after school. I've heard from all of them. They're missing you so much, but are wishing you success on your next adventure and are very excited for you. So now I think we're going to watch a short video that explains a little bit more about CollegeTracks and why the work we do, why it matters.
My sisters at that time were seniors and they had already been enrolled with the CollegeTracks team, and I saw how they were so helpful, so I decided to join CollegeTracks as well. CollegeTracks has really supported me and encouraged me and really motivated me.
At that time I moved to America and my parents didn't know about how to apply college.
Things I remember the most about in CollegeTracks were working on my essays.
I think we were helping you with like an essay of some sort, how to prepare, how to get ready for college.
Because I needed a lot of essays actually to apply for different scholarships and grants. So I remember working with volunteers, and I even remember working with Miss O and Miss Asia, and they definitely went over my essays. They also wanted to help you after you graduate and start your college life.
My name is Rick McCumber. I learned about CollegeTracks at BCC. CollegeTracks is your coach to help you succeed.
I enrolled in college, but I thought I would be a part of the Success program because I knew I needed help throughout the way. I knew I would need to learn how to plan as I transitioned into a 4-year institution after I graduated from Montgomery College. So the Success program assigned me to Mr. Dennis, who helped me navigate through Montgomery College, and he was able to help me register for classes and help me throughout my financial aid process there. and he's continued to help me as I'm transitioning into a 4-year university.
And we just want to welcome everyone to Washington Hebrew. I want to just tell you students that we are so inspired by you, by your hard work and your determination. And the professionals in the room are really looking forward to meeting you.
During the networking event, we were able to meet people from different fields.
I'm the president and CEO of a public health research company.
I'm a pediatric cardiologist.
Session 1 starts now. We'll go for about 45 minutes.
While we were assigned to a few professionals from the fields that we were interested in, we were able to speak to other people as well.
And I got to meet doctors and nurses, which is my career path, and I had the knowledge of how their day was like. So during that networking event, there was this nurse.
It's like practicing and studying for the test. It's 30 questions. You're preparing yourself. It's almost like a track race. When the real deal comes, you'll be able to ace it.
She really appreciated how motivated I was to be a nurse and how passionate I was.
I can see you could be an excellent nurse.
That I could do it. That's what I really liked about from her.
If I were to talk to my first-year college self, I would definitely tell her to make friends. I would tell her to make good friends that she can have along the way.
To manage your time properly, like when work and study, you have to manage it really wisely.
I'm a CollegeTracks volunteer because I believe that between the ages of 16 and 25 are really critical. It's hard to see kids struggle, but it's also rewarding to see them learn things.
Do you continue to learn throughout your career?
Oh, you have to, right? Because the biology is changing and the computers are changing.
I'm going to give you a 3 count. 3, 2, 1.
That was a great video. I hope you all enjoyed that and hope you learned something and take some of that knowledge and wisdom with you when you decide to go to college. So now we are going to hear from our speaker today, who is Ms. Jeffany Rantum Kramer. Ms. Kramer is a graduate of Bethesda Chevy Chase High School and was a CollegeTracks graduate of the Access and the Success program. She graduated from Montgomery College and the Smith School of Business at the University of Maryland. And she currently works in business architecture to support business resiliency and continuity at Freddie Mac in McLean, Virginia. So now we will hear from Jeffany.
Hi, just want to make sure my audio works. Can you all hear me? Okay, awesome. So hey there. Today I'm not going to deliver a speech. Instead, I'm going to share a story with you and teach you how to play blackjack. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. What is she talking about? But hold that thought because I'll get to it. So I was born in Indonesia and I immigrated here to the United States in 1991. Like you, I grew up in the DC metro area. I lived in Arlington, Chevy Chase, Silver Spring, and Rockville. I went to Earl B. Wood Middle School, Thomas Edison High School, and BCC High School. 10 years ago, I was doing what most high school seniors were doing. I was applying to colleges. As I began to do my first application forms, I found that I couldn't fill out a critical section. I didn't have a social security number. This led to some very awkward conversations with my parents and my counselor, and eventually I came to the crushing conclusion that I wouldn't be able to go to college. But then I was introduced to Mrs. McLeod from CollegeTracks, who said that she knew students who were in situations similar to mine. She told me that the opportunities are indeed limited, but you can most certainly go to college. She introduced me to the CollegeTracks program and helped me apply to schools. As I researched my options, I quickly learned that because I'm not a US citizen, I did not qualify for a majority of scholarships, any form of federal financial aid, including grants or even student loans. So what did this mean? It meant that I had to pay my way through school. So I chose to start out at a great school I could still afford, Montgomery College. It also meant that I had to juggle 3, 4, 5 sometimes jobs each semester. It meant working from 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. on weekends and running from one job to the next, coming to the library to study at 11 o'clock on weeknights after working. I had a lot of different jobs, from being a blackjack dealer to serving in a restaurant to being the overnight concierge, while at the same time balancing it all with an internship to further my career and experience. I know what you're thinking. This was okay for her because she's really ambitious and driven, and she's a really good planner. She clearly likes to do the impossible and loves a good challenge. She's crazy. Sure, some of these things might be true, but what's also true is that I've had to take quick naps in the car before heading into class after a sleepless night. I've fallen asleep after drinking 3 Red Bulls. I've sat in my car crying many late nights, wondering if I could really keep this up and if I was really going to graduate and if I would get a good job that would lead to a career. So what does all of this have to do with blackjack? Well, in blackjack, each player is dealt a set of random cards, and those cards are the hand that you have to play. The goal in blackjack is to beat the dealer, not the other players. This is just like in the real world, where the dealer represents the system. And just like in real life, you're rarely dealt a perfect hand. What's important is how you play the hand that you get. For me, my immigration status and my family's financial background was not a great hand. I had every excuse to quit, not even bother trying. I even thought about going back to Indonesia. So does any of this sound familiar to you? I bet you had many of those same thoughts and doubts in your mind of just how all the odds are against you. But did you let that stop you? Did CollegeTracks let that stop you? You're already beating the odds by graduating from, arguably, I think, the best college support program, an incredible community of people who are cheering you on and will continue to support you through your journey in higher education. You're already more resilient than many of those who are dealt better hands. In blackjack, it's possible to be dealt a perfect hand, but then there would be no strategy, no story. In most cases, what you have to do is, again, make the best possible hand out of what you've been dealt. And what you decide to do with what you have, that's what makes grit. And that's what you need to keep beating the odds. We're all living in some trying times. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that we're not living through a pandemic that's disrupting nearly every aspect of our lives, the economy, and the world. There is a lot of uncertainty. But what happens when life throws you a curveball? Are you going to freak out, freeze, make excuses? Or would you become more creative, more resilient? Because it is not the strongest of species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. Charles Darwin said that. Sure, it took me 7 years to get my college degree. A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of heartache, but it didn't break me. It only made me stronger. It also made me more empathetic as a person. It made me realize how important people are. The critical roles of friends, mentors, professors, allies. You're going to need people because you cannot do this alone. Trust me, because I know I'm not the smartest, fastest, or tallest person, but I know none of these things matter in the end. What matters most is that I'm not afraid to work hard and seek people out in my journey. Successful people know when they don't know something. They aren't afraid to ask for help. That's perhaps the greatest thing about the CollegeTracks program, the incredible network of coaches, mentors, allies who will support you and advocate for you every step along the way. 10 years ago, I wasn't sure if I was just better off going back to Indonesia. 5 years ago, I was on the verge of clinical exhaustion and collapsing from 5 jobs, and I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. But 2 years later, I would graduate from one of the top business schools in the country. Today, I work for Freddie Mac as a business analyst, and I support business architecture for all 11 divisions in the company. Last year, I led a team in a company-wide Shark Tank style competition for increasing employee engagement. My team's proposal was to have employees spend a day working another job in another team to build cross-functional awareness and empathy. I'm excited to say that our proposal won and will be helping to build a stronger and more collaborative culture at Freddie Mac. I'm thrilled because I believe that the ability to empathize and build relationships is an essential quality in great leaders, like my unofficial mentors, who I met through CollegeTracks, Mrs. McLeod, Miss Jenny, Linda Youngentab, and Ken Weiner. More importantly, it's the essence of a community that's inspiring and supportive, like the one we have here at CollegeTracks. So here's the secret for winning, no matter what hand you're dealt. Have grit and build relationships. Now, CollegeTracks class of 2020, are you all ready to show the world how you're going to beat the odds? Thanks.
That was great. I really could relate to a lot of that, and I know most of our students, a lot of our students can as well. So thank you, Jeffney, for your inspiring words and for sharing your journey with us. We are so grateful that you were able to join us today.
Okay, all right, so everybody knows that there's a whole lot of CollegeTracks students and not many of us staff members, but Mr. Trell and I, we went back and forth, we debated, and we decided it was really important that each of you have your names read off for recognition of all the hard work that you've put in over the last year. So with that, Mr. Trell and I are gonna alternate reading all of your names. This is your opportunity, grab your phone, get the selfie stick out, have your family take the picture, record the moment. We wanna make sure that each of you is individually recognized. So let's do this roll call.
All right.
All right, here we go. Mary Amaro, Khan Akbarak, Cindy Allen, Gabriela Alvarena, Kelly Alvarena, Rosa Amaya Lopez, Jesse Amaya Akoa, Selena Ambrose, Joseph Ambrose, Omar Aquino Martinez, Daniela Argueta, Marco Aroñez, Nana Asamoah.
Alma Hassan, Austin Aslan, Teddy Asefa, Franklin Ayala, Attila Ayodes, Victor Perez Delcid, John Balde, Aisha Bangura, Fernanda Brancinas, Dennis Barrera, Yasmin Barrow, Eric Barrios, Anaya Black, Leslie Boadu.
Lillian Boadu, Jennifer Bolanos Guerra, Mariana Bolanos Ramirez, Christina Bonilla Amaya, Perla Borjas, Bruce Braden, Caleb Bumbob, Danny Cabrera, Christian Cantarero, Vincent Cantera, Alexia Carrasco, Kaylee Carrillo, Sean Case.
Edris Castillo, Jose Cedillo, Finette Chaka, Zion Chapman, Marvin Schwinn Mendez, Cindy Chino, Ethan Christian, Johanna Contreras, Rosie Cordova, Piero Criollo, Jonah Crooks, Emmanuel Cruz, Nelson Cruz.
Monica Cruz, Rafael Coelho, Amari Davis, Denisel de Jesus, Samira Delgado, Jacques Desarline, John Destin, Hassette Diaz, Zachary Diaz, Mark Diaz, Diego Diaz Cooper, Jose Diaz Ramirez, Vanessa Dionisio, Patrick Duncan.
Zanat Eli, Escar Escalante Noyola, Shamil Escobar, Katie Escobar Ayala, Iverson Astacio, Yasi Estrada, Melise Feliz Quiles, Damani Ferguson, Marian Fernandez, Brandon Fernandez, Edgar Fernandez Estrada, Ashley Fernandez Fuentes, Crisia Flores Cerrato, Joseph Francisco.
Jacqueline Fuentes, Carolyn Ganchozo, Nathalie Garcia Hernandez, Leol Gashaw, Brianna Zhang, Rosemary Gomez, Leslie Gomez, Melvin Gonzalez, Gabriel Guadalupe, Jesus Carlos Guerrero Asan, Ana Guevara, Jairo Guevara, Cameron Gutierrez, Jessica Hernandez.
Jordy Hernandez Garcia, Angel Hernandez Medrano, Astrid Hernandez Zamora, Caitlin Hinkle, Alan Huang, Jordan Howard, Alexander Hunt, Daniel Hling, Prismelli Jimenez, Pedro Jimenez Lopez, Daniel Johnson, Salam Kabede, Yonada Kabede, Doit Kabede.
Gina Cater, Abid Khalid, Amir Khan, Amazing Grace Lane, Jaden Laney, Enrique Lazaro, Liz Lema, Edwin Lemus Martinez, Johanna Lizama, Jonathan Lopez Castillo, Max Lopez Cervantes, Jeffrey Lingdo, Jessica Machado, Jason Macias.
Christopher Magana, J.R. McLellan, Joshua Maldonado, Sabri Manalansan, Melanie Marca, Christian Marcello, Eric Marcos Leon, Amy Marin, Eric Mariking, Jose Martinez, Madeline Marvell, Samuel Morales, Brian Mija, Leslie Malara.
Alicia Melendez Benegas, Daniel Mendez, Roberto Mendez, Scott Menendez, Enliber Menjivar Valdez, Dionisio Saqueo Miranda, Aya Mohamed Nur, Nazia Moli, Yancy Montoya Calixto, Arturo Monguaya, Deirdre Murray, Leila Naji Herrera, Tete Nar Mensa, Jason Navarez.
Raul Dunge, Lucian Dunge, Jenny Nguyen, Kathleen Nguyen, Tran Nguyen, Shayla Nickens, Michael Naji, Christopher Nataro Samudio, Vincent Nwachi, Jabri Nayabingi, Ike Ukoye, Walter Oriana, Nayeth Orwela, Jayla Ortiz.
Saeed Ortiz, Shahad Parsi, Casiana Pacho, Rafael Perez German, Christopher Perez Rivera, Ariba Qureshi, Gilbert Ramirez, Eduardo Ramos, Shamir Rao, Melissa Rivas, Adrian Rivas, Jordan Roberts, Javier Robles, Gustavo Rodas.
Ethan Rodriguez, Monica Rodriguez, Nemo Rodriguez, Tristan Rogers, Eric Romero, Ariel Romero, Brian Romero Andino, Wendy Romero Gomez, DeMarco Rush, Valerio Saavedra, Jonathan Salazar, Brandon Salazar, Veronica Salgado, Christopher Salvador.
Farrell Shifra, Allison Sierra, Fletcher Smith, Urel Solomon, Heidi Son Vasquez, Alexander Techie, Aaron Tekle, Bethlehem Teklo, Natnel Tororo, Freddie Tovar, Jacqueline Torres, Thomas Tran, Destiny Tran, Delvin Trinidad.
Zerfel Sadiq, Steve Uris, Luisa Urrutia, CJ Yuanamoto, Alexis Valeriano, Joel Vargas, Priscilla Vargas, Jasmine Vasquez, Jason Vasquez, Wilbur Vasquez, Jason Vasquez Sanchez, Kevin Vega, Carlos Villegas, Ahun Budella, Juan Vu.
Phoebe Whaling, Christian White, Shayla Williams, Kyler Weinkoff, Hervé Wool, Christopher Yanez, Johan Zilma, Pamika Yong Singh, Olivier Zagadou, Antonio Zanabria, Francisco Zapata. And now I think we can all do a round of applause. Yes, let's do that. You can unmute yourselves. Round of applause, everybody. Well done. Fantastic. Okay. Love it. Love it. Yes. I apologize for all the
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, so you all did amazing work this quarter. Amazing work, and a lot of it. So I wanted to share just a few scenarios. You all did a lot of applications, but the student who applied to the most colleges is Tete Narmansa at 20. So yes, way to go, Tete. Yeah.
Good job, Tete.
Not far behind Miss with 18, so great job, Phoebe. The student who has applied, that we know of anyway, applied to the most scholarships is Jason Narvaez at over 5 at this point. Emmanuel Cruz, I will recognize because he's not far behind either. Now for the most workshops attended, and you know we have a lot of workshops, Kelly, Alma, Yasmin, Danny, Vincent, and Valeria, thank you for each of you all attending 10 plus workshops. Fantastic job. Okay, so you all voted and the decision is in. Miss Monet, favorite quote. Here we go. Nothing worth having comes with hard work. So thank you everybody for voting for that. That's so true. My God, does that encapsulate this year or what? Fantastic. Okay. So moving on, for the last 10 years, CollegeTracks has been honored to award a student with the Morris B. Fox Scholarship. As a first-generation American born to immigrant parents more than a century ago, Morris Fox was not able to realize his own dream of graduating from college. Times were difficult when he was young and he needed to leave school to help his parents and younger siblings. He finished high school at night and never stopped learning. 60 years later, after a career as an electrician, a NASA engineer, and the vice mayor of District Heights, Maryland, he was proud to be asked to teach classes in electronics at Prince George's Community College. His family says, Morris Fox would be proud to be here today with you as you begin a new chapter in your lives. He would be happy to see that his own belief in the importance of education lives on with each of you. This year, the Morris B. Fox Scholarship, worth $1,500, is awarded to Rosa Amaya Lopez. Continue to persist towards her educational goals despite all obstacles. Rosa will be studying education at Montgomery College this fall, with becoming a Spanish teacher. So let's give Rosa a round of applause.
Good work.
Hey, Rosa.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Okay, so now I know the part that you all have been waiting for. It's time to move to the raffle.
All right. So have a little makeshift raffle in here. So we're gonna shake that up. So remember, it's two $50 Amazon gift cards. If you're anything like me, you have been using Amazon very heavily. So hopefully this helps two of you out. So let's see who we got. First is Allison Sierra. Where is she? Yep, there she is. Okay, and the second one is Omar Trino. Is he on here? I saw him earlier. Is he still on here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so congratulations, and I will contact you after the graduation is over about receiving your gift card.
Give me a second.
Thank you.
Someone's watching with their mother.
Hey.
The last one.
So I think now we're gonna unmute folks. This is your opportunity, students in the room, to give a shout out, share where you're headed to school maybe, or you can share a favorite CollegeTracks memory or favorite high school memory, but the floor is yours.
Shout out to Miss Kate.
Oh my goodness. Miss Monet.
Oh yeah, shout out to Miss E too.
Miss E. Miss E. Shout out to Miss Monet, Miss Ertra, Miss Kate. Really appreciate y'all.
Shout out to Miss Monet, good job.
Shout out to the more.
I miss you all. This is like such a great Friday to see everyone. It's like a big reunion.
Oh my goodness.
Shout out to our virtual graduation.
Shout out to Allison, collegiate soccer.
Shout out to Diego.
Go.
Diego, tell us your favorite memory. Go ahead.
My favorite memory of the school year? No, of CollegeTracks. Oh, CollegeTracks. Oh, you know, going to like almost all the summer workshops. It was really, I had to wake up very early in the evening, and I had to go to every single one. And I'm very thankful. So yeah.
Good story.
I know, it's a beautiful story. DeMarco, how about you? Tell me a story.
Staying after school.
Staying after school.
Working on everything.
Bethlehem, you tell a story.
Yeah, so.
Okay, well, thank you, Diego, for being our defunct MC. Appreciate you. And we're gonna have time if you all want to hang out and like talk on the Zoom call at the end of this. So thank you everybody for the shout outs. I'm already starting to cry, so this is not gonna go well.
Oh no, don't cry.
Don't cry.
Don't cry.
Don't cry.
We're gonna be back. We're going back May
I'm gonna
15th.
cry.
We're going back May 15th. Don't worry.
All right. That's right. Okay. All right, as mentioned at the beginning of this event, this is our first virtual graduation celebration for CollegeTracks. So normally in a regular year, I wouldn't have the opportunity to talk to students or talk about Wheaton and how great we are as a community. So if there was ever a silver lining to celebrating via social distancing, it would be getting to tell each and every one of you how incredibly proud myself, Mr. Trell, and Ms. Monet are of all of the hard work that you've put in. Whew, okay, here we go. It's hard to believe that only 15 months ago we started this journey together, but it's even harder to think that we won't see you at Wheaton in the fall. We will miss you showing up each week for workshop at ACT Prep, for some of the weeks, and stopping by the office just to say hey, bringing your younger siblings in to hang out while you were getting your work done. We'll miss you spending your free periods with us, and of course, we'll miss kicking you out of the office when you don't have a pass to be working with us, for sure. We'd like to think that you've learned a lot from working with us. If nothing else, how to address an envelope. Tell me we got that much right. But we've learned just as much from you. We've learned we definitely need a bigger room. Anybody else remember November 1? It was crazy in there. So we definitely need a bigger room. We've also learned that chips are okay. Granola bars are good, but cupcakes and candy are the way to go, hands down. We've also learned that if you come to our office without your homework done, but strategically ask us questions, we may inadvertently and accidentally do your homework for you. Most importantly, we learned how determined you are when you really put your minds to it. Even if it's the day that something is due, you'll still get it done. We want to thank you for sharing your lives with us, inviting us to all of your Wheaton events, for the many, many laughs, and always keeping us on our toes. To your families who are watching right now, thank you for sharing your students with us, and for all you've done to support them in this college process. I bet you never thought your student would ask you for your taxes as frequently as they have. To our CollegeTracks sponsors, volunteers, and other friends, thank you for your continued generosity to make this work possible. So before I bring this to a close, all great graduation talks end with a call to action. And so I have one last to do for everyone. And you know at CollegeTracks, there's always something to do. Once you've settled on your plans for next year and you don't need us anymore, your last to do is very simple. We want you to pay this experience forward. When you registered for this event, most of you said that you really appreciated us making a complex process seem simple, that we were nice along the way, that we cheered you on when you weren't sure you could do it. And I think each of one of you is going to have countless opportunities to make life a little easier and a little kinder for other people. And I really hope that when that time comes, you will rise to the occasion in whatever way that you can. We will miss you all. Please don't be strangers. Fingers crossed we see you in a couple weeks. But if you'd like to hang out in this meeting for a bit because you're just not ready to let us go, feel free to stay on. And for now, let me just say congratulations. You did it.
We did it.
Honestly, I think thank you, Miss everybody in CollegeTracks for like doing this, like setting this all up. Bro. I really appreciate it. I want to thank, especially I want to thank Miss King, Miss Monet, and Miss because
Honor Society.
It's already done. No, look at Iverson, yes sir. Alice, where are you at?
I'm in a car. Because my siblings are kind of loud, so I'm trying to help y'all.
Yes.
So.
He said he's trying to help y'all. Oh my goodness. Who else is in it?
Who said candy was better than chips?
Beth, what's up, Beth?
Bethlehem?
Beth, what's up,
Bethlehem?
Beth?
I didn't say
To the camera.
Hey, Beth.
Bethlehem.
That's a fun angle.
Jonathan. I miss you. Vanessa.
Hey, Diego.
Hey, Vanessa. How you doing? Where you going, Vanessa? Here? Whatever, I don't even know where you going.
Wait, how many people are on here? Please, I don't.
Oh my god.
What have you all been up to? What are you doing to keep busy?
Life is boring.
I just be sleeping.
You can leave it.
Marco, are you going to tell everybody where you're headed?
I am Penn State Beaver. I'm playing basketball.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Marco.
I thought you said Penn State.
Better not airball.
How many of y'all are going to the University of Maryland? How many Terps do we have in this room right now?
There's a lot. There's a lot of people.
Real?
A lot of people.
There are a whole bunch of you. Congratulations, Terps.
Goodness. There's a lot of people.
Sean, are you going all the way to California? Did I see that right?
Yeah, I'm going to San Diego State.
Yes, sir.
Do it for state.
Congratulations,
What's up, Diego?
You're gonna, bro, I'm gonna miss you, bro.
I'm missing you, bro.
Come and visit.
Oh, let me calm down.
Wait, Danny, where are you going? Where are you going, Danny? Oh, you don't want to answer? I can't even hear you.
Everything's closed.
Oh my goodness. Bruh. Oh my god. Wait, Allison, where are you going again? Where's Allison going?
Dang, Diego.
Just text him, Diego.
Well, while we have y'all's attention, we would really appreciate if you guys responded to our text messages sometimes.
Can you guys cash at me?
Wanna...
Can I draw my cash app and you guys cash at me?
Yes or no? Or...
Please. I need money.
This one in with it. You can't ghost us. We still got questions.
Wait, let me copy my cash app real quick and then y'all can take it from there. Hold on, where's the cash app app? Where did I put it? Oh, here it is.
No.
Hold on, wait. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys the name is. My name is King 13 ad. Hold on, let me drop it. Please, guys, please.
He said, please.
Once quarantine's done, I'm about to get a paid. And hold on, where's the chat section?
You look like a grown man.
Where's the chat section? Oh, chat. Okay. I'm about to add my cash app, everybody. It's King 13 capital ad. Go ahead. And there we go.
Marco, you have the honors.
Where's Ashley going to college?
King 13.
Where are you going?
MC commit.
Wait, King 13 ad? I thought your cash app.
You're weird.
Why is it so confused? King 13 ad.
I'm going to Washington Adventist University.
Where are you going, Jason?
MC commit. Oh yeah.
Sir.
I'm so sorry. 1,000 and MC. All right, y'all. We miss you so much. Like Mr. Trell said, respond to our text messages. Have some questions for you. If you have next steps for MC, let us know because we'll help you figure that out. There are still scholarships available, so look on Google Classroom, okay? Don't let that money just be lost. And we got our phone numbers, so make use of them, okay? We're so excited for you.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Great to see you all.
Thank you, Miss Kate. Thank you, Miss Monet. Thank you.
Drink water. Drink water. Make good choices.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you.